Coming into a comfortable sitting position, feeling nice and tall, yet very relaxed. You're going to bring your attention to the center of your chest, what's referred to as the heart center. Really focusing now on balancing your emotional energy. We're going to be working with a classic Buddhist practice called the Four Immeasurables, where we bring feelings of kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity to ourselves and to others around us. So let's just start off with the breath. Once again, this feeling of breathing directly into the heart center, as if it just opens and expands with the inhale. And just relax with your out breath. So let's take a few breaths like this feeling of just breathing directly into this center of the chest, opening up the heart center. Just relaxing through the exhale. And we're first going to bring our attention to ourselves. Before we think about being kind and compassionate with others, we need to kind of create that feeling with ourselves. So bringing your awareness, just your own emotional state. And first connect with this feeling of kindness. And you could say something like, "May I be safe and well." Next, connecting with the feeling of compassion. And you could say, "May I be free of suffering and pain, both of physical and psychological origin." Connecting with a feeling of joy. May I experience happiness in my day-to-day life. And finally, this feeling of equanimity. May I connect to a source deep inside myself that connects me to being content, that's not dependent on external circumstances, not getting affected by the ups and downs of everyday life, but just being able to connect to this deep source of contentment and calm and balance. And now you could bring your awareness to someone close to you, a loved one. This could be a family member, a partner, or just a really good friend. And bring them into your mind's eye. And you could do the same thing for them. May you experience being safe and well. Express to them feelings of compassion. May you be free of suffering and pain, psychological, physical, emotional. And then a feeling of empathetic joy. May you be happy in your day-to-day life and experience things that give you a sense of joy, happiness, contentment. And finally, may you cultivate a sense of equanimity, being able to connect to this deep source inside you. Leads to contentment, not dependent on the ups and downs of everyday life. And finally, I want you to bring to mind someone you maybe have a little difficulty with. This could be someone at work. Maybe it's a family member you're having problems with. This is obviously very challenging, but probably the most important part of this practice. First is starting off with the recognition that everyone wants to be free of suffering. Everyone wants to connect to a sense of contentment and happiness. So thinking of this person, and instead of thinking about your battles with them or things you think they're doing to make you suffer, bring the same feeling to them. First, a sense of kindness. May you be safe and well. Sense of compassion. May you be free of suffering and pain. Empathetic joy. May you experience moments in your everyday life that bring you happiness, joy. And finally, may you be able to cultivate a sense of equanimity, a deep source inside yourself that brings you contentment, not dependent on external circumstances, that you connect with anytime, anywhere throughout your day. So as we finish up this practice, I want to leave you with this contemplation. One of the main qualities of a Taoist sage is this notion of putting others before the self, that we ourselves cultivate and work so much on, this sense of equanimity, being content, that we can be here for others, and just being able to express this kindness and compassion beyond just the self, beyond loved ones, but to everyone around us, even when it's really challenging. Recognizing that everyone everywhere wants to be free of suffering. So I leave you with that. Thanks for joining me in this practice. Have a great day.